What's up, Met fans, and what's up, baseball fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets here, Rob, and a very special edition here for a live stream on this channel. It is the World Baseball Classic Final against Japan and the United States of America. For all the marbles, the winner is the champion of the tournament, and then we can actually get back to spring training for the last couple of days of spring training and opening day, which is 9 days away, guys. So we are ready. We got the passion, and everybody's been talking about the World Baseball Classic. It's been the highest viewed World Baseball Classic since its inception. Again, you guys know my thoughts and opinions about the WBC, but there is a lot of people who love it. I put up a poll yesterday who wanted me to do a live stream during the World Baseball Classic Final against Japan and the United States. It was overwhelmingly yes. So let's hope we get a nice crowd in the stream today watching the WBC Final with the USA and Japan. So it's going to be a really good game. We got a ton of stars in the game, and it's going to be very interesting to see. Again, I don't care either way, but it is when you got United States across your chest and you root for that country, well, guess what? You can always be on board with that. So, it is clearly more popular in Japan and in Korea and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic. American fans are more concerned about who's their team winning the World Series, and that's okay too. And the good thing is that right now we're watching baseball that means a lot to the players, and that's okay too. And I appreciate the fact that their passion and putting their bodies on the line, because let's be honest, guys, in this glorified exhibition, even though it is a tournament and it's basically the de facto Olympics for baseball, it is still a glorified exhibition, and they are putting their bodies on the line and risking possible injury to play for their country. And let's just hope, and I think we can all hope, that nobody else gets hurt. All right, we already got the Edwin Diaz and the Jose Altuve injury. One could be out for the season. The other is going to be out at least 8 to 10 weeks. And we just have to wait and see and just hope that nobody else gets hurt and the game happens. The winner is up there and the winner is there. And then we get to closer and closer to the season, and we can talk about the last week of spring training, and we can get back to who will be making the roster for your respective team. And I know there's a lot of people that might not be Met fans that might come onto this stream, so welcome to the channel. Don't be alarmed, guys. If you're not a Met fan, you are all welcome on this channel. Again, if you're a fan of the Yankees, the Braves, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Padres, doesn't really matter. Keep on coming back here for more, because this channel, at least when it comes to me, I try to be as fair and as for every team that actually faces the Mets, and I give credit where credit's due. But let's talk about the World Baseball Classic Final and what we are going to see between Japan and the United States. If you're looking on the bottom of your screen scrolling, I do have the pitching matchup, and I also have the lineup. And the pitching matchup for tonight for the United States is Merrill Kelly versus, for Japan, Shota Imanaga. And the USA lineup is Mookie Betts playing right field, Mike Trout playing center field, batting third, Paul Goldschmidt, first base, Nolan Arenado cleaning up, playing third base, DH and is Kyle Schwarber, batting fifth, Trey Turner, shortstop, batting sixth, JT Realmuto batting seventh and catching, Cedric Mullins batting eighth and playing left field, and Tim Anderson batting ninth, playing second base. So that is your lineup and your pitching matchup for tonight. And don't forget to please, guys, to hit on that like button, and please subscribe to the channel and keep on coming back for more baseball content, specifically Mets content. But keep on coming back for more, because the live streams during baseball games are always a lot of fun, and we have a really good time going through the instant reactions of the live game going on. So if you're new to the channel and never seen a live stream during a baseball game, basically what I do, I throw up game day on the screen, right? I throw a game day on the screen you'll see obviously what you see on the game day app, or the game day app that you see on MLB's app. You actually get the batter, you get the pitch count, you get all the stuff going on, the score, the lineup, all that fun stuff. And also, you get me in the corner with instant reactions during the game. And of course, you guys can give all the feedback you want to give in the chat, and then we talk about it. And of course, I come back on, and you also get the audio of the game from the TV as well. So you're going to get the audio, you're going to get the visual, and you're going to get instant reactions from the chat and myself during the live stream during a baseball game. So hopefully everybody's going to enjoy it, and we'll get to enjoy baseball without the new rules that are presented in Major League Baseball for the games going forward. But the World Baseball Classic is somewhat technically old school, which is similar to last year. And you're going to get a longer game because of no pitch count, no bigger bases, no pitch clock, no every other different rule that they decided to put up this year. So we're going to enjoy the old game that we saw last year without the new rules. So here we go, guys. We got about, let's see, it says first pitch is 27 minutes away. So the game's not exactly starting at 7 o'clock, which they said it was going to, but it's probably going to start about 7:30 or so. So buckle up. Let's go. I'm going to see everybody who's in the chat right now and see what everybody is saying. Alrighty, here we go, guys. Let's see what we got. Who we have here? We got Kim, we got Joe, we got Josh. Excuse me, John. Victor, we got Aiden, we got Cobra. Yeah, it is Cobra. It is baseball before baseball. You are right about that. No USA shirt. I'm not even gonna lie. I couldn't find one. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, let me just go with the Met stuff. Like, seriously, like, I mean, yeah. I tried. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have, like, I think I do have like a New York, like, for the 9/11 game. I think it was in 2021, the 20th anniversary. I bought a American flag hat that had New York and it had the Met logo on the side. I ain't gonna lie, I can't find it. I don't know what the hell I did with it. I was gonna wear that, can't find it. So if I do find it, great, but I couldn't. So you get in the Met stuff, and this is the Mets channel, no matter what. Victor, I do work at I go in at 2 a.m. tomorrow, so it's not too bad. But because there's no pitch clock, this game's probably gonna be, it's already gonna. They said it was gonna start at 7 o'clock, and it said 27 minutes until first pitch, so 7:30. So it's probably gonna be a 3-hour game. So 10:30 we're looking at. So we'll see, and that's okay, right? Old school baseball. Well, Cobra, I mean, yeah. NBA and NFL, Americans do like it, but the Americans are into the championships that actually matter. Once again, I've talked about this over and over again on the channel. If this is your first time here, I keep on saying that if there's a player in baseball like Mike Trout, if the United States wins the World Baseball Classic in 2023 and Mike Trout makes the Hall of Fame, which he should, on his plaque, is he going to have WBC World Champion? No. So, like, if the NFL, does the NFL care about the XFL? NFL fans really care about the XFL? No, right? And this is a glorified tournament. Like, let's be honest, this is Major League Baseball sanctioned. Like, the World Cup is FIFA sanctioned, right? But it's been going on for so long, and leagues actually stop their seasons to play the Olympics and the World Cup, right? This is going on during spring training, right before the season. So I don't know. Oh yeah, Joe, I read it about the whole about Diaz possibly coming back in August, if that's possible. So who's pitching the it looks like Shota God, I can't. Shota Imanaga. I think that's how you say it. Again, it's probably wrong, but I tried. Steve, I appreciate that. Hey, again, listen, guys. Listen, I don't care what team you root for. I never cared. Honestly, I just hope if you come onto this channel, you root for your team, you show the passion for your team, and just be respectful. Like we can go back and forth because that's what sports is all about, the back and forth between fans. So that's awesome, and I always love that. I want fans of other teams to come on this channel, especially when they're playing the Mets, because it's fun to interact with fan bases of other teams, and I appreciate that. Like I said, it's not easy to go on another channel and troll. People just go on the troll. I mean, that's the easiest you can do online because you don't put the name to the face, right? So the same people who troll on YouTube channels are not going to come up to you in front of your face and troll you the same way. So they're doing the introductions. I'm assuming they're doing the national anthems of both countries, and I guess the lineups, I guess. So once they start that, I will put the volume up and you guys can listen to it. So, yeah. But, Steve, I appreciate it. Joseph, member of Talking Met to Rob, how you doing? JC. Yeah, JC, honestly, I don't think I don't know if you watched Darren on the Orange and Blue thing today. He don't care about the WBC. Like, he doesn't. And I don't think that he should, put time, effort, and money into a shirt that, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. You got Mike Trout holding the American flag walking out. So let's listen up, guys. They're doing the intros. That's pretty cool. Trout and Ohtani are holding their country's flag, and they're walking out in through the outfield, right field and left field. That's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty cool. Mike Trout, as he looks over, bringing in the flag for Team USA. That's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Baseball should do this with the team flags during opening day in the World Series.
Earlier in the game, and he said this is the biggest game he's ever played in, and it's amazing. Those two guys, teammates for the Angels, but they haven't been in the playoffs. So you know the emotion that's on the line for those two alone, let alone all the other players.
Yeah, and finding an Angel would be a world champion after tonight, one way or another. But talking to a lot of the players on both sides, that intimate is shared among all players that this is the biggest and the greatest game of their lives.
Every major league player is looking forward to this moment right now. This is the game that reunites nation, reunite people from one side of the country to the other.
That's actually a pretty cool intro, to be honest with you.
That's the question. That's what we're all waiting to see.
Well, there'll be about 60 or 70 million Japanese.
I'm just curious. I'm gonna put up a video.
In the morning on Wednesday, they're hoping to wake up to a breakfast of champions.
Is there a wild card, Poppy, for Team USA? We've been talking about Trout and all the stars, Mookie Betts. Who are you watching tonight for the U.S.? Who's going to have a big game?
I'm watching Arenado because Arenado has been doing an amazing job driving the ball up the field as a power hitter.
JC, the World Cup did help Messi.
Right now, we send it over to the public address announcer here in Miami, Frank Fernandez. Take it away.
All right, listen up, guys. They're going to be doing the national anthems. Victor, it is on TV. It's on Fox Sports 1. Don't worry, Lone Depot Park is going to be just as packed on opening day, full of Met fans, so it's perfect.
Semifinal walk-off, 6-5 win over Mexico. Let's meet Team Japan. Starting with the manager, number 89, Hideki Kuriyama. Leading off, the center fielder, number 23, Lars Struthal. Batting second, the right fielder, number 8, Kensuke Kondo. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 16, Shohei Ohtani. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 34, Masataka Yoshida. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 55, Munetaka Murakami. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 25, Kazuma Okamoto. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 1, Tetsuto Yamada. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 2, Sosuke Kenda. Batting ninth, the catcher in the bullpen, number 27, Yuhei Nakamura. And the starting pitcher tonight in the bullpen, number 21, Shota Imanaga.
Well, Cobra, I don't think he can be signed because he has to play a certain amount of years in Japan before he can even get posted. So it's not like, other countries where you can just sign them. All right, guys, national anthems.
First, the national anthem of the United States of America.
If I stand up, you're going to see my waist down. Nobody wants to see it. Me wearing shorts.
Next, the national anthem of Japan. Thank you.
Alrighty, guys.
When we come back, it's the champion.
All right, guys. So once the game comes back on, once the game starts, I will put up game day and everything else that we need to put up for the live stream during the game. Hey, listen, man, getting old, man. Hey, listen. All I have to say, I kept my hair longer than my dad. When my dad basically lost his hair at 21, I'm well past that, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, don't worry, Ken. He'll never steal another base again. He'll never slide again. So, you got 8 more years of half-assing on the base path. I love it. Yeah, hey, listen. Is what it is, man. Is what it is. You know what it is? I didn't get a haircut in a while, so it's kind of like some part this way, some part that way. So it is what it is. That's why right before I go to Miami, I get the haircut short, and everything looks even. I look like I got a full head of short hair. It's perfect. So once again, guys, we got the Japanese coming now. So once again, guys, don't forget to please hit on that like button. Let's get more people in the stream for Japan versus US WBC Final. We got the battle of Ohtani and Trout. Even though Ohtani is not pitching, he is obviously in the lineup. So it's good. Look, 2 really good teams, right? I mean, that's you're welcome, buddy. Yeah, it's like I said, it's cool to see all the stars and stuff like that. But like that's why it is an all-star game, right? So, but Joe, I'm not there yet, buddy. I'm not there yet. I'm holding on for dear life for now. Yeah, Joe, I said that too until I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know. It's a very big, white, bald head. You got to hold on for a video. Hey, Joe, if you want to pay for it, that shit's expensive. Trust me, I would have done it. That sucker's expensive, man. That's no joke. Well, Alan, that's the problem, right? This is the problem with the WBC, right? Look at the pitchers that are for the United States. Like, I mean, is there a top 10 pitcher in the rotation for USA? No. Like, Adam Wainwright is our ace. And he's still a good pitcher, but he's not an ace. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what are you going to do? All you can do is just, and yet USA still made the finals. So just figure that one out, right? So, yeah, it's kind of weird. But you know what? It is what it is. Again, people like it. That's fine. They can like it. But please don't tell me to like it. That's the way I see it. So just waiting for the game to start. They already did the team introductions, and they did the national anthems as well. So should be in a few minutes. The game should start. And I don't even know who's the home team or the road team, to be honest with you. I'm assuming USA is the road team since they have the navy blue jerseys, and I think they had the gray pants on. Well, Alan, yeah, because a lot of their great pitchers aren't from Major League Baseball, like Japan. None of them are in the Major League except for Yu Darvish and Ohtani, right? Everybody else is from Japan. Like, look at Lone Depot Park when I'll be there I'll be there in 8 days because I'll be there on the 29th. So, going to be fun. Fun. Maybe do a live stream in South Beach. Alrighty, so yeah, it's all pay out of pocket. There ain't no insurance. If it was insurance, I'd have more hair than most people in the world. Hey, Jose, how you doing? Yeah, Jose, people have been telling me that, but you know what? Here's the problem. If I shave it and I don't like it or it doesn't look good, that sucker ain't probably coming back. And then I'll be you think I wear hats now? Huh, I'll buy about 50 more hats. All right, guys. So John Smoltz and I forgot that guy's name, but they're on the call tonight. So once again, guys, if you're new to the channel, you're gonna get game day up on the screen with me in the corner. You're gonna get the audio from Fox Sports 1 during the game. So you're going to get the audio. You're going to get the instant reaction from me. You're going to get the reactions from the people in the chat. And, of course, keep on coming back for more. John, how you doing? Oh, yeah, well, Joe, thank God. I mean, my beard can grow no problem. Like, for some reason, my poor head, all the hair went to the beard. What can I do? I look like, I don't know, maybe most people are, I mean, listen, the average subscribers in this channel is about 45. So you guys remember Conehead, right? Basically, that's what I look like without a pointy head. What's up, John? Yeah, Stezo, that's fine. It could be the most watched game in history, but again, it's not growing the game. Like I said yesterday, they showed the ratings for Japan. Well, great, and 500,000 more people watch this WBC than the last one in the United States. That's fine, but you grow the game by getting viewers from countries that are not very interested in baseball. You're not growing the game by showing the WBC in Japan. Like, they already love baseball. Show me the ratings for Colombia when the USA and Colombia were facing off against each other. Does it matter? Is there? Why? Because it was probably embarrassing rating. That's why they didn't show it. Show me Great Britain. Let me see their ratings. I guarantee you they were watching the Premier League over the WBC. Like, no. The only way you grow the game, like the NFL goes to Germany. That's different. That's a whole nother different spectrum of things you're trying to get, right? If Major League Baseball says, all right, we're going to play a couple of regular season games in Argentina, I can see you trying to grow the game and get fans from South America in those type of countries that basically are 95%, 98% soccer. Like, I get that. Like, you go to Germany that is predominantly a soccer fan base trying to get NFL fans, right? You're not getting baseball fans in Japan. They're already baseball fans, but you ain't going to get more Japanese fans in Japan watching Major League Baseball unless one of their Japanese players are playing. If Ohtani's not playing, they're not watching it. If the Angels are not playing and there's no Japanese player or star that they want to see, they're not watching it. So you're not growing the game that way. I like that. The boring channel you forgot about. Who wins tonight? The United States. I think they're going to pull it off late, just like Japan did yesterday. I don't know what happened to Alien. I agree, Explosive. I said it. It's a money grab by Rob Manfred. That's what I mean. That's why everybody likes it, because, the players are going to like it because it's pride for them. But leave the players out of it. Why is other people that are really not in the game, besides the fans, because the fans are going to root for their players, their country, that's fine. But, like, the owners, the owner of the Marlins, right? Because they played what, 14 games in Lone Depot Park? That's all pocket money that's going to the freaking Miami Marlins owner and the team. So it's all good. It's all good, President. Well, yeah. I mean, look at yesterday, right? There was a protest outside of Lone Depot's Park because of Cuba, because we all know about that country and their government, right? Right? These people love their country, but they don't love their government. So it's very, they're in between with that. Like, it became a protest, and that's unfortunate, right? So, but Ken can speak. Unless you guys live in Florida or in South Miami, around there, Southern Miami, in the southern part of in Florida, you guys probably see a lot of you see the Cuban population and stuff like that. Yeah, Pete and McGill are on the bench. Tampa Bay here. How you doing, Charlie? West coast of Florida. I know, John. I know. Mets fan here. Why is DeGrom not going to throw the first 4? I'm not sure what you mean, Christopher. Elaborate on that if you can. But the game's about to start, guys, so I'm going to throw up the background and game day. Just give me a second. I set up a little nice background for game day. Just give me 1 second. So this is what it's going to look like. There we go, guys. So we got the Japanese flag, the American flag. We got the little bit of a background similar to what I do with the live streams for Met games. But you got the Mets, the Japan and USA. So I'm gonna restart game day. Hopefully it turns into like we watch a baseball game on game day. Let's see if it works. I don't know if they're following the game that way, but we'll see. Let's see if it works. That's what we're hoping for. So I'm gonna refresh it just to see if it works. Because then again, you only get the audio. All right, guys. So the audio is gonna pop up. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear it. All righty, there we go. That's what I like to see. There we go, guys. So that's the way it looks on game day. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks. I like the way it looks. There you go, guys. All right, so the USA is leading off. They are the road team. Yeah, and Max is starting open day in Miami. Yes. All right, guys. So here we go. Once again, to please hit on that like button. We are just about to start the World Baseball Classic Final in Miami, USA versus Japan. USA is leading off the top of the first. We got the lefty Shota Imanaga for Japan, and USA is about to come up to the plate. So once again, guys, please hit on that like button, and we will be with you throughout the entire WBC Final. All right, President, have a good day. Yeah, OBJ is going to be a Jet too. It's going to be a clown show.
Rarely do you see bad mechanics out of them in the way that they throw a baseball. So he's got a great lineup to navigate, and he's going to have to be on his game.
No Mets are starting.
This game to be more runs scored in the championship.
But all the Mets can stay on the bench and stay healthy. That's the way I care about. Because after today, nobody cares about the WBC except nobody. Because everybody's worrying about the baseball season. It'll be talked about tomorrow, and then that's it.
His first title since the first two World Baseball Classics, 2006 and 2009. Mark DeRosa's team trying to repeat his challenge. So say, Joe, is from Mark DeRosa. His challenge is not going to be with his offense. It's going to be how does he navigate the pitching. And so getting runs early will really help that.
All right, guys, first pitch ready to go. Here we go.
Very quickly, both games here in Miami, getting runs in the first inning, in the quarter, and in the semi. Betts climbs in, and off we go with a fastball strike. That's for a lot of the tournament hasn't felt great, but then broke out with 3 hits in the semifinal win against Cuba. But the U.S. really left no doubt of a 14-2 win. In the air, right center field. Condo moves to his right, and he's got it for the first out. Now, it's interesting, John, for these U.S. hitters. All of them have seen you Darvish a ton. Not that that's any fun facing you Darvish, but they've seen him a bunch. This is a guy who they've not seen at all. Yeah, you wonder if, his strategy fatigue advantage that. Leading in, we thought Yu Darvish was starting. Maybe just because we assumed. But to your point, unfamiliar with this young pitcher and may prove valuable. One of the many treasures on this night is Mike Trout in the championship game. Just 3 career postseason games in the majors, all in 2014. All losses. 9 years since he's played in a postseason game. A ball, 1 strike. He said he knew that this was going to be a fun time playing for the United States, but he said, I didn't know it was going to be this fun.
Yeah, YouTube's, they delay it by a few seconds, guys.
1-1 pitch. Trout waits on it, flips it to right off the end of the bat.
And that's going to fall in for a base hit. Mike Trout turns it into a double. All right. There you go. All right.
I'm not saying in a regular season game you wouldn't do that, but it's 162 of those games, right? And in this moment, you're seeing the speed of Mike Trout when he wants to turn it on. I mean, this is an aggressive. This could have been out number 2 at second base, and he just decided he was going to go for it. The throw was high. He stood under it.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. Listen to the game.
Throw one over his head. Well, remember Friday night against Venezuela, the message coming out of the clubhouse was, we got to match the intensity. We got to match the passion that they're going to have in this building pro Venezuela. And aggressive base running in that first inning really set the tone for that. See it there for Trout. Goldschmidt to the plate now. It takes right point. National League MVP last year. And that's the highest on base percentage of anybody on this Team USA roster. Hit his first home run of the Classic in the semi. Got an 0-1 for Imanaga. Goldschmidt follows it back. Climbs the ladder after that fastball. There's an example, John, of what that fastball can do to it. Yeah, it's already beaten. It beat Wilkie made a nice swing, but it beat him. That's why the ball ended up being in the outfield's glove. And you can see Mike Trout got jammed and got beaten and flared one over. So they're going to take their inventory while they're up there. Their eyes are taking inventory. Hitters will always tell you, all right, I got to see him. And once I see him, I can kind of time it a little bit and start seeing the ball a little bit better. Trout at second, 1 gone. Goldschmidt in an opposite hole. Imanaga. A long stare. Trout delivers and gets Goldschmidt swinging. With the changeup. 2 gone in the first. That's a great pitch. First time we've seen that changeup. He's been the split change, which just fades away. Great arm action. Get your fastball up. He threw Brady ball to start him for a strike, so he covered all 3 areas. And I'm sure we'll tell the rest of the hitters what that pitch looked like and give them some feedback. So Ohtani Imanaga, 7 pro years in Japan. Not a superstar like Yu Darvish, but like Roki Sasaki, the 21-year-old sensation who we saw last night. But quietly, he's been one of the top pitchers in Japan for a long time. He faces Nolan Arenado with 2 gone in this first inning.
All right, guys, sorry about that. And the inning is over. All right, guys, so going to the bottom of the first. No score, USA, Japan. Once again, guys, watching the World Baseball Classic Final, USA versus Japan. Make sure you hit on that like button. Let's see if we can get more people in the stream to watch the game. All right, guys. So that was the boss who called me. Let's see. Johnny Hustle. Yeah, it is interesting, to be honest with you guys. Like look at Mike Trout hustling like crazy. Not saying that Mike Trout wouldn't hustle for the Angels, but like he did out of the box. And we all know Trout's going to get traded at some point. He's going to demand a trade out of the Angels, especially when Ohtani becomes a Met. Am I getting MLB The Show? When does it come out? I don't. To be honest, I've been so busy. It comes out Friday. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. And I'm gonna buy it, and I'll let you guys know, because I don't like to play online a lot at all. I like to just play my Road to the Show, or the franchise, and I just like to play it that way. So, but maybe I'll do do like an online thing with a couple of people that subscribe to the channel and stuff to have some fun. Do like a tournament or some stuff like that. Diamond Dynasty. Yeah, Diamond Dynasty is pretty cool. I know a lot of people like to play it. I don't like to play online. Again, I don't like to be bothered by some people, to be honest with you. I like to play my game, and that's that's basically it. But for everybody else, they like to play online. That's cool. Maybe it's a generational thing, to be honest with you. Once again, guys, we are waiting for the bottom of the first to come back on. If you don't know where the game is being televised, it's on Fox Sports 1. I don't know what channel that might be is for some people, but on Spectrum, it's 400. So, wow. Yeah, see, I just don't care to play online. All right, guys, so Merrill Kelly is pitching for the United States in the final for the WBC. Let's see what he can do. And it is no score going to the bottom of the first. Japan is up.
Yeah, you hope so. And then you draw off of that. Look, the heartbeat's going to be racing a little bit. He knows what he's got to do, and he wants to keep the team in the game as long as possible and pitch his type of game. A little bit better adjustments. They made it a little over-rotation in his delivery. Look for sinker, cutter to be a little better than it was his last year. Cutter's got to be good, you figure, against his left-handed heavy lineup. First 5 hitters, all left-handed. Lars Nootbaar, the first
hit at bat, and should be one out.
How's that feel for a start?
There we go.
There's nothing better in the world to get a first pitch out, not to mention in a game like this. So then against this Japan lineup, which has scored 9 runs a game in this tournament, Shohei Ohtani bats third.
Japan's averaging 9 runs per ball game. That's crazy.
Not many people have heard from globally yet, but it's going to be with the Boston Red Sox starting this season. And huge impact.
Joe, let's see if he can get the players now.
One pitch, one out. Kensuke Kondo comes up for Japan. Kondo is sandwiched between Lars Nootbaar, who's been a breakout star in this World Baseball Classic, and then Shohei Ohtani, who's the superstar and a whole tournament full of them. Kondo quietly 9 hits and 7 walks in 6 games. Check to third and no swing. Japan beat Italy. Quarterfinals. That was in Tokyo. They made the 16-hour flight after that game on Wednesday. Here to the United States in the thriller of a semifinal, the comeback win against Mexico. Just missed 2-1. The key, just like Mexico had a key at keeping runners off base before Ohtani, before those power hitters get out. So getting the first 2 guys from Merrill Kelly, huge. 2-2.
Kelly looking good so far.
Merrill Kelly pitched the final game of the group stage against Colombia. He gave up 2 runs over 3 innings. Not particularly efficient in that game. In fact, about 20 pitches per inning. As Mark DeRosa tries to piece the pitching together in this one, got to be more efficient. Drags this one on the ground.
There we go, 2 outs. Look at that. They played the shift, which is not allowed anymore. That would have been a base hit up the middle.
Around Merrill Kelly, Cedric Mullins made that first play in left field. Mike Trout is in center. And then Mookie Betts in right. The infielders on out of the Goldschmidt. Cardinals corner up infielders.
Yeah, I know, Joe. I know.
Tim Anderson played second base for the first time in his whole career. And there's WBC. Real Muto's back with the catching. But once in a lifetime, Shohei
Oh, sorry, guys. My camera went crazy.
Continue to do the unthinkable in this classic. 2-0 on the mound. 6 games at the plate. He's got 9 hits, 9 walks, 9 runs scored. It's amazing. Not to my knowledge, no games that we've done. This is the 10th game that we've done. Is the fact that we've not seen an intentional walk yet, which is shocking. Shocking, yeah. In a tournament, right? Especially a tournament where there are the best players in the world, but then there are also some guys who are like librarians doing their day jobs, and still no free passes issue.
All right, guys. Sorry about that.
The 2-0 pitch to Ohtani. Bounces in there, ball 3.
The other camera went crazy.
This is maybe headed for a intentional, unintentional walk. Maybe. I've not seen anything good to hit. He didn't wait at all in the 9th inning last night, swinging the first pitch that he saw from Gallegos and doubled to start that rally. 3 balls, 1 strike. It sure happened fast, didn't it? It did. I kept looking over the bench, seeing what the tension was like, seeing the way Team Japan was handling it, and I'm telling you, it didn't look like they had the lead, even though they were losing. Ohtani's aboard with a walk.
Shoot, I was at work when they agreed to sign Correa.
Manager of Team Japan, Hideki Kuriyama, his debut as Samurai Japan's manager for the previous decade.
Yeah, I must have sent like 30 messages to Joe.
He was playing in Japan.
I was literally at work and I was listening to WFAN at the time at work, and they announced it. I'm like, what? So I couldn't even go live.
It's guided him to the championship game. 2 gone in this first inning. Being kept alive for Masataka Yoshida. And John, there's been a lot of people that have looked at the contract the Boston Red Sox gave this guy, around $100 million for 5 years, and said, boy, that is overpaid. You watched him last night, and you said you're sold already. I'm sold on him. I think this is transition. It's not going to be that hard for him to hit American-style pitching. Pop up here. Is out of play. One of the things that he does well, besides he got tremendous pop off that bat, he will go the other way, so they are shifting him here. But of course, baseball, this is coming here. There's going to be no shifting. And I think his ability to adapt to the style of pitching and velocity, he's got a quick bat. And I'm telling you, I watched him launch balls in the upper deck in right field, and this man is ready for Major League Baseball. And then just a masterful swing and that changeup. He golfed out of here to tie the game in the 7th inning last night. Yeah, you won't see a better home run under the circumstances and the pitch than you see what he did. Sitting 474 in this tournament. He's knocked in 13. That's more than anybody. And in 6 games, he's not struck out. Evan Jones won Major League career as part of the 2006
All right, guys.
USA Championship.
2 outs, no score, bottom of the first. Japan got 1 man on.
So it's every pitch type, uses the whole field, doesn't chase, and has the ability to hit the ball out like we saw last night. And the reason I think he'll adjust, I mean, they're going to pitch him in. I've seen the philosophy already in these 2 games, trying to jam him in. Behind 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good lead at first for Ohtani. Kelly home with a 1-2. Fought off down the line, foul. Pretty over there, so gave a good look, but it's foul ball. That's the thing with
Yeah, they said they were going to use a bullpen game. Like Darvish is going to pitch probably next, and Ohtani.
So much coverage when he's running big, long strides and fast. And so it was amazing last night when Shuto almost caught it as the pitch runner. Yeah, I mean, seeing that live, that was. I thought I was watching a replay and fast forward. Zukio Shuto was put in as the pitch runner, and then he saw very quickly wide. That is
Strike 3. Hey, here we go. There we go. Let's get to Major League Baseball. Sorry, guys. Sorry. A little ahead of myself. All right, guys. So we're going to the top of the second. No score, USA, Japan. Once again, guys, don't forget to please hit on that like button. Continue to share the stream if you haven't already. Remember, guys, you can share the stream or share any video that is a part of the channel on your social media pages as well. If you follow people that like baseball and don't know about the channel, that's a good way to show the channel to everybody else as well on your social media pages as well. All right, guys. So let's see. So once again, guys, you guys know I'll be going down to Miami. I'll be there on the 29th, the day before opening day. Probably meet up with a few people that are already there. I know a lot of people are going there on Thursday. Let's just hope their flights don't get delayed and they might, miss opening day, or at least miss some time of opening day. But I will be doing a couple of live streams. Most likely it's going to be probably from my phone. So you're going to get a lot of that as well. I'm gonna do a live stream, a short one, at the 7-Line tailgate in the parking lot in Miami. Also, we'll be doing. I'll probably do like one live stream from the hotel room as well. So we'll get a couple of live streams during there, and I'm gonna try to find a way to get Hayden down there as well, since he's gonna be in college at the moment, and he's like in the middle of the state. And obviously, I'm in Miami. We're very, very down south. So, well, Diaz is walking, yes, but that's a far cry from pitching on a mound and being at his level, right? Like I said, I don't think the Mets should be stupid. You just signed this guy to a 5-year contract, or a long-term contract. Don't mess with him. If there's no need to rush him. Would you love that? Would we love to have him back in August? Absolutely. But let's not play games. Like let's just take it easy. Like I want him to be 100%. If he's not, I don't care if he's 98%. If he's 98%, don't risk him possibly getting hurt, because all you need is that little bit of weakness left in that knee. He turns the wrong way, and then he's out next year in 2024 as well. I would even mess around with it. All right, guys, so we're going to the top of the second. USA, Japan, no score. Kyle Schwarber up at the plate.
Kyle Schwarber at the plate here to lead off. This is a guy that Mark DeRosa calls a dude. And he has said there have been times where on paper you maybe shouldn't have him in the lineup, but he just can't bring himself to not have Kyle Schwarber in there.
Well, he's got the capacity, obviously, to go up there at any time.
Joe, I wouldn't even trust that.
Early on, the USA team's been pretty aggressive. So, not seeing this pitcher trying to get to the fastball as soon as they can. Oh, 2, and rarely you see Kyle Schwarber on 94-mile-per-hour fastball. That part of the plate come up empty. But that is what this left-hander does.
Ariel, how you doing?
Is 0-2 pitch. Schwarber reaches out, off balance, into right. Colville comes on and makes a catch.
Absolutely, long time no see.
Part of the deception, and
well, he plays against lefties all the time, Joe.
Almost Clayton Kershaw like, but Clayton picks his leg up.
Well, Mark DeRosa doesn't like Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil.
Kind of sneaky with that fastball on the USA hitters. So no one has been hitting the fastball better than this man. So we'll see what the fastball does to Trey Turner. Yeah, the biggest
Ariel, no, not in Colorado. Sorry.
And for follow-up performance, 2 more home runs in the semi on Sunday night. That was all out of the 9th spot until when he got the lineup today. It sounded like he was hitting 6. He got on the bus and he saw Mark DeRosa and he said, "Really? You're really going to move me out of the 9th spot? Come on." 2-0. That's the thing.
He is, but he already talked about it. He doesn't really like. He don't see them as championship players. That's what he said.
He was just off, and he was up there trying to battle. He did what he said is the biggest home run of his life. Fouls this one back, and it's 2-1.
Well, let's face it, these guys play a sport that's result-oriented. Sometimes results get you going, and results get you in the funk. You can hit a line drive 3 times in the shortstop, and everyone goes, "Man, way to swing it. You're 0 for 3. You get a blue, 2 blues, and you feel like you're locked in. So that swing and that result, I'm sure, turned him in to on fire.
That might be gone. 5 home runs for Trey Turner. Look at that. 1-0 USA. Look at that. That's all right, Trey. Get all those home runs out now. Let's not hit them for the Phillies.
Talked about how he's been handling the fastball, and he's shaking his head because he's locked in right now. He's ready to start the season after that grand slam and this roll that he is on. He took a fastball, posited it again over the left field side. In the stands, batting sixth, batting ninth. It doesn't matter right now. What? No. Yeah, how about this Phillies lineup coming this year, Johnny? I mean, here's a perfect example. Here's their catcher, JT. We're going to move to the follow-up. Fouls off the next one. Yeah, they're going to be real good. Fastball, he tried to sneak inside. And I'm telling you, his swing has been the same on every home run.
I said that, Joe. I would have signed him over Nimmo.
Boy, it's a pretty swing, isn't it? It is. Realmuto on 0-1 takes down and away. I've said it and say it again, and I'm going to stick with it. I think he's going to win an MVP. There's a lot of great players in the game, but nobody, in my opinion, possesses the package of power, speed, hitability. Yes, he strikes out a little bit more than you would like, but I think that can be cut down and then play defense at a premium position at shortstop.
It seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is quite a dynamic package. That ballpark he's going to play in is homer friendly. So, you saw that in October. Oh, yeah. It's homer friendly now. I mean, the early part of the season may not be, but. 2-1 pitch, Realmuto. Quick layoff, and it's 2-2. Of course, as part of that Phillies.
I don't know. I think Turner's more dynamic.
What was his playoff debut after 9 years in the major leagues? A lot of those coming here in Miami. He gets traded to Philadelphia, signs the extension, and in a lot of ways was the Phillies MVP during the regular season. A lot of that without Bryce Harper. The 2-0 or the 2-2 is a little bit low, all three. Goes from his playoff debut in the fall to his WBC debut here in the spring, and he's gone 5 for 8. U.S. in front, and the Trey Turner home run. Now Realmuto gets it down the line, foul. Team USA in the group stage was really kind of listless at times. They had a really good performance against Canada. And they had a good start against Colombia, but then Mark Gross says they just went flat. Yeah, they definitely, every other game, they were on fire offensively, but they certainly have turned up since they've gotten here into attention to detail and just the emotion of knowing what's at stake. Pretty good hitting coach right there, Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, that's a base hit. Phillies are getting all their hits out of the way for the season. It's perfect.
It took time for them to stop trying to impress all their fellow superstars and just enjoy being around one another. Well, you know what? No one's going to be honest when you tell, let's say they all go to their individual team. When you go to your individual teams, you know what your warts are. You know what you're good at. And you know what you've got to hide and you know what you got to protect. This lineup has an intuitive confidence about it, like, we're really good. And to your point, if you just get to the basics of it's going to be hard to get us out over 9 innings and do your thing, then it works. But if you're trying to impress and you're trying to make your manager or your players around you feel like you belong, it may not work out that way. Cedric Mullins, bit of a surprise start here in the championship game. It was his second start of the Classic.
Actually, Ken, Trey Turner had 100 RBIs last year and 21 home runs. So, and he had a better average than Lindor, 298. So, yeah. and that's at leadoff. So,
and it's not like he's got to convince himself that Cedric Mullins belongs. He just homered in the semifinal off of the bench. This guy's a great player.
No, I give the Phillies a lot of credit what they did.
Their offense ability.
But they also have to catch the Braves and the Mets. They didn't win 90 games last year.
East, Jose Togo already warming for Japan. 25 pitches in for him.
Well, he was a little bit better than Turner. A little bit. A couple of home runs more, basically. I always like average a lot more, though, to be honest with you. But you gotta understand, Lindor for a 3-hitter needs to do that. Turner as a leadoff hitter with 100 RBIs and 21 home runs, that's harder to do.
Kind of give information.
To have 100 RBIs as a leadoff hitter.
For doubt of what might be coming. Strike three.
Oh, that was outside.
Same lineup, and he's done these wonderful pressers in Japanese, and then he was a translator. But today, he heard the question, and he said, same. And everybody nodded, and then he winked, and he said, in perfect English, maybe. That's a perfect two strike.
Marsh, I believe, is on the Phillies.
Too much, but that ain't in the corner.
I believe he's going to be out their center fielder, yeah.
Pull the trigger around right there. Second strikeout for Imanaga. And it brings up Tim Anderson. It was the igniter for this offense in the group stage. Just talking to Mark DeRosa the first few days the team got together and telling him, look, I know you like me, but you're going to love me.
Oh, no. No, I mean, Judge hit what? 22 more home runs, 21 more home runs? No, Judge should have had more RBIs. He just didn't. But Judge also wasn't bad in leadoff all year either.
And this is what makes this lineup so tough. Getting 3 cleanouts. We have not seen a lot of countries face this team and get 3 cleanouts because this lineup is that stingy. You turn it over to the top of the order, and now with 2 outs, men are running on first and second.
Ariel 126. I might have. My seats are in 515, so I love those seats.
For Jose Togo. With curiosity, you see about what the plan was going to be. We didn't get any details on how quickly or even if
Joe, I don't think so. You can, but if you would have put Judge in the 3 or 4 hole, he would have had more RBIs than probably Pete Alonso, with just the 20 home runs more. Like, there's a pretty good chance of that. But I mean, let's be honest. Lindor wouldn't have 100 RBIs if he was batting leadoff. Turner did. Oh, goodbye. Oh, he broke his back. Oh, man. Man, if we don't win this game, that means we got to worry about the baseball season. Jeez. Can't believe that. So we're going to the bottom of the second. 1-0 USA. Look, the point is, Steve Cohen is not going to have Pete Alonso go anywhere. So if it happens before opening day, during the season, after this season, doesn't matter. So I'm not too worried about that. If it was the Wilpons, I worry. Right? The big reason why the Mets didn't sign Zach Wheeler was because the Wilpons still own the freaking team. So what are you going to do, right? But we'll see what happens. And again, there's too many people that are like, oh, the Mets aren't going to be as good because of Edwin Diaz. Yet, and these are Philly fans saying it, that the Mets aren't going to be as good. Well, I mean, where was the Phillies closer last year? And they made the World Series, right? Their bullpen wasn't even that good, and they made the World Series. Like, you don't need an elite closer to be a competitive team and get a chance to win the World Series. Look how many years in the last couple of years. I mean, the dominant closers, where were they in the World Series? There wasn't. They were good, decent, but not lights out like Diaz. Like, you also have to get to the closer, right? You have to have leads. You have to have the bridge to your closer. If you don't have that, you're not going to give your closer a chance anyway. Thank you, Ariel. Have a good day. Correct, Alan. Correct. Yeah, I don't worry about the Mets. I don't worry about Alonso and the Mets. Not at all. Not worried. All right, guys. So we're going to the bottom of the second. Let me just close this door. Give me a second. Alrighty. Perfect. Oh boy. All right, guys. So bottom of the second, 1-0 USA from a Trey Turner home run. Kelly still on the mound.
5, 6, and 7 comes up for Japan with Ohtani and Trout. Last night's hero to lead off. Murakami.
Uh-oh, tie game. Goodbye. There we go. Tie ball game.
This is the two-time MVP in Japan. I think he had lacked some confidence in the game when he did. I'm telling you, if you don't think a result can change the attitude, the mindset, that result last night, no different than when we were talking about Justin Turner, even up there, looked way more confident.
Ken, no.
Quick flash homer.
I got real animals.
And so tied at 1.
And a real pet. You know, cat, dog.
Takes a ball. Two-time MVP before he turned 23 years old. But he had struck out 11 times in the tournament prior to this game when he hit last night. That's a strike.
Freaking rabbit.
And that's just both sides.
I mean, listen. You like a rabbit, you like a rabbit.
Right, we're in the middle of March.
Yeah.
Timing for certain hitters just doesn't click all the way. And that timing right there was perfect. Foot down, barrel the ball, perfect timing. And the same thing goes for pitching. I mean, you're trying to get ready, you want to execute, and sometimes it just gets down the road a little later, and you're hoping the timing of this tournament works out with the players knowing beforehand they were going to get a little amped up early in the spring. The other way,
That's a base hit.
Okamoto set a fantastic WBC as a four over the base hit. Is there an equivalent, John, for a pitcher where for a hitter it can be a buck shot or a well-timed hit? Is there an equivalent for a pitcher that you can't be going?
Yeah, Ken, speaking of the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning, how many times did Buck Showalter to talk about that the 8th inning sometimes are actually more important in some instances where the big batters come in the 8th inning and not the 9th inning. So, it's true.
So pitching and hitting result-oriented are different ways tied to your mind and what you think. And if your mind's racing and you get out of your mechanics, then you're in trouble. We've already seen some of those outings in this tournament happen to players. So Tsuno Yamada, 2 for 3 in the semifinal win for Samurai Japan last night after his 2 for 10 to start the tournament. And Mike Trout playing for Team USA. This is a guy, Tatsuya Yamada, who for a lot of his career in Japan has heard Mike Trout comparisons. Combination of power and speed. He doesn't necessarily have Trout size, but he's got 4 30-30 seasons. That's 30 homers and 30 steals in 1 year. Fouls it back, and it's 2-1. Well, big at bat here for Merrill Kelly. I don't know in this format how long Mark DeRosa will stay with Merrill Kelly, but he'll stay with him as long as he can, of course, based on the pitches and pitch limits that are extended here. But he's going to have to get, the ideal situation would be a 2-hopper to Turner right here and get a double play. It's a back and it's 3-1. But that homer.
Ken, I don't know, somewhat.
He's rushed a couple pitches, and that can happen.
Somewhat. He made some questionable decisions last year that were odd, but I would say yeah, for the most part.
Better pitches and get quicker. You don't need to do that. On 3-1, Honda swings and misses, and it's 3-2. Okay, fastball for Merrill Kelly. Likely for most most of this lineup from Team Japan, you feel comfortable sending the runner in a 3-2 count, trusting the hitter at the plate. Oda not running a foul ball.
I agree with that, Ken.
Above 300 as a team now. They have more walks than they do strikeouts, but they got a bunch of speed as well. Lead the WBC in stolen bases. It's a well-rounded bunch. Trying to become just the second team ever to have a clean sweep through the World Baseball Classic. Dominican Republic did in 2013. A 3-2 again. Now fly ball to the right field corner for Mookie Betts. And first out of the second. Now to Kenny Rosenthal.
Well, guys, it's interesting to see how Merrill Kelly is going about this. I spoke with Diamondbacks pitcher coach Brent Schramm this morning. He said Kelly leads Columbia through way too many breaking balls. He said Kelly's got excellent command of his sinker, and that his cutter would be an important pitch against Team Japan's school of left-handed hitters. Just got it out there on the cutter. 27 pitches so far, actually 28. Only 3 curveballs. Okamoto hit one for a single. We'll see how this develops.
They didn't throw a single breaking ball in that first inning, Kevin. Straight to the back door on Sosuke Genda.
Yeah, and again, you have 2 full jobs. Get results, work on your pitches, get your innings. Those go out the window tonight.
The other way goes Genda. He's got a base hit. No center lineup for his defense. He contributes the 3rd hit of this inning for Japan.
Tonight, you want to get results. So you go with your money pitches and you work on everything else once you get out of this tournament. And what Kenny said,
Can be nice.
hear what people say you're good at. You got underneath that pitch right there. If you can stay on top of the ball and he throws that cutter off the barrel of the bat, that's what makes Merrill Kelly durable, which is why he made the most starts last year, and his ability to pitch innings for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's not going to wow you with a ton of swing and miss, but he is going to be able to pitch to the corners and move the ball around.
Nine-hitter Yuhei Nakamura takes the ball. We saw Andy Pettit on the phone down at the bullpen. Mark Rosa was looking forward to finally there not being a tomorrow to worry about. Right, he's going to manage his staff.
Yeah, I think it's wise to get somebody going. The problem is, if it's a reliever and you get him going and you get him hot, you've got to bring him in based on the rules that are set forth for relievers. Because you don't want to get a reliever up, ready to go in the game, and then not pitching.
It's Aaron Loop that he starts to loosen here.
Aaron Loop is warming up in the
Never
bullpen.
managed the game prior to this WBC, at least outside of his apartment. That's a bouncing ball along third and foul. He got the job in August, and he said over the next several months he would managed about 60 games, all the World Series games. He write down the lineups on his sheet. He tried to manage the game right along with Dusty Baker and Rob Thompson, and would see how his decision-making compared to the two of them. He said he thought it probably fell somewhere in between. Dusty tended to stick this guys longer. Rob Thompson was a little more aggressive. Tonight, probably going to be a little bit more Rob Thompson-like in the way he manages the staff. 2-1 for Merrill Kelly. It's a strike.
It's all right, John. He's getting all those hits in now.
Baseball Classic. It was 7th game as a manager.
This was a great pitch on 2-1. Just painting the inside part of the plate.
Okamoto is a second. Genda is at first. Nakamura takes inside, and the count goes full.
Just missed painting another inside part of the plate.
Kelly's 3-2. Just miss.
Ooh,
This
outside.
is inside, this is away, and Japan has the bases loaded for the top of the order.
They're going to have the catcher go out and talk to him a little bit to create some time for Aaron Luke. I don't know if they'll bring him in right here, but by stalling a little bit gives Aaron Luke the opportunity to really get ready and possibly could be coming into the game for this left-handed part of the lineup that Japan is going to throw at him.
Yeah, it would make sense taking a look at what's coming up. These next 5 hitters, not only are they the best hitters Japan has, but they are all left-handed. The lefty Luke ready to go. It's Lars Newbar, the St. Louis Cardinals. Line left his first time. Lars Newbar doing something that's never been done before. And is play for Team Japan, having been born outside the country.
All right, Aaron Luke
He's going to face Aaron Luke.
is coming into the game.
He comes to it.
Japan has bases loaded with 1 out, 1-1. Yeah, well, you know what? When you can't bring all your star pitchers that could play for the USA, and you got Japan that brings every star pitcher and all that fun stuff, what are you gonna do, right? That's how it works. Alrighty. So, nice long game. See how long this one's going to take. Oh, boy. 2.5 hour games. Going to be very interesting during the year with the pitch clock. Very interesting, though. Got about 120 votes on a poll to do this game, and there's about 30 to 35 people here. Very interesting. Well, hey, listen, Stesso, listen. Japan scored 9 runs a game in his WBC, so they're averaging. So, yeah, you might be right. Ken, yes, sir. So that means I got to wake up at 1. Shower, dress, all that fun stuff. Who knows? If it's a blowout, I could just end the stream, right? I got control over it. All right, once again, guys, we're waiting for Aaron Luke to come into the ball game. And we are going to see if Aaron Luke can get out of this bases loaded jam with 1 out. Still a tie ball game in the bottom of the second.
And Miami tied at 1. Bases loaded for Japan, and Mark DeRosa really at that point had no choice but to go to his bullpen and bring out Aaron Luke.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Mark Kelly. I know he wanted to stay in the game. You could tell he wanted to work his way out of that. He would have given that opportunity 99 out of
Ken, I know. Well, if I get promoted, maybe I'll work normal hours, and then I can't do a lot of live streams.
Japan, it really was the move to get Aaron Luke in here, and probably
Alan, you and me both.
You might think about Kyle Freeland, left-hander.
That's my show, 2.5 Men.
At this point, the game, with the bases loaded, you got to avoid the big inning right here, and this is the best option to do that.
Aaron Luke is 35 years old out of Raceland, Louisiana. He's ready for his 12th year in the majors. He'll be with the Angels again. What a tune-up this is, though. Bases loaded for Japan. Faces Lars Newbar. Tie game, second inning of the championship. Luke's first pitch. Newbar shows 1 and takes a strike. Kelly's going to hold his breath for a while here. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes.
Just a move that's like your left-handed batter, and you're seeing the pitcher come from behind you, meaning the ball looks like it's coming behind you with the way he throws across his body. I don't know if he'll try to sweep a breaking ball, but he threw 2 perfect fastballs, inner half.
And now 0-2. Newbar muscles into first.
Well, it won't be a double play, but they get an out and 2 outs. 2-1 Japan. Situational hitting. Oh, John, you better hope Turner doesn't turn a leg in the WBC. Oh, man.
One-time star high school football player in Southern California. Second and third, 2 gone. Kondo's the hitter. Veteran in Japan, Kensuke Kondo. All Watson strikeouts over those 11 years. So he's been top 3 in the league in on-base percentage 5 years in a row. One of the top hitters they have, and nestled right there in the lineup between Newbar and Ohtani. 1-0-1 pitch. He takes outside. Kondo is starting in right field today. She began his career in Japan as a catcher. Catcher to third base, and then eventually to the outfield. Get to third, Nakamura at second.
Hey there, what's up, buddy?
Strike 2, we're to the top of the zone for Luke.
I know, John, I know. Deep down you're kidding, but, way back in that brain, you're smiling a little bit. I know, it's okay. I get it. See if USA can get out of this with only giving up the lead. Uh-oh. Oh, that would have been 2 more runs.
States in the first run of the game. Top of this inning and a Turner home run. Ohtani tied it on a homer first pitch in this bottom of the second. They're taking a 2-1 lead. Luke trying to keep it right there. It's a check swing foul. Luke's doing a great job jamming the left-hander's hand. And again, it opens up the door for that sweeping breaking ball. But he has definitely been warning on the inside part of the play against left-handers. This guy who is so hard to strike out. And Kondo, Ohtani waiting on deck. Luke's 1-2 again.
Popped up, should end the inning. Alrighty, so Aaron Luke comes into the ball game with the bases loaded and 1 out and gives up only 1 run on a fielder's choice. So there you go. Japan takes the lead, but USA limits the damage. There we go. So going to the top of the third. 2-1 Japan. Excuse me. Ooh. A little tired. It's been a long day. Even though this was my one-off day. It's all right, John. You're used to that as a Phillies fan, giving up the lead. I can tell. I can say jokes too. Joe, I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I am not going to lie. This game, listen, I'm not as into it as some people are. Kill me. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't care enough. Yeah, Joe, you got to get some sleep. I don't know about that. At the end of the day, the Mets probably still have a better closer than you. You will, Joe. You will. Let's give some good luck to Joe for his job interview tomorrow. Joe got this. Well, once again, guys, you know what? If this is boring, I ain't going to lie. I'm bored. I'm not that into the game. I honestly don't care enough. Like I said, we'll see how it goes the rest of the game. If I kill the stream, I kill the stream, right? Anybody care? We're all ready for opening day. I think spring training is long. Then you got the WBC. I am, Joe. I'm going to. Don't worry. I haven't even hooked it back. I haven't hooked it back up yet. I hooked it up yet, so. I don't know, John. I still think the Phillies bullpen is going to have a tremendous amount of walks. That was the guys that they got. That was their problem as well. Again, I'm not saying the Mets bullpen is like insanely good. Like even without Diaz, they're still very good. And that's the biggest thing with the Phillies. Like even the guys they brought in have a tremendous amount of walks. Like they walk the ballpark. They have a tendency to not throw strikes. That's going to be a problem for them, especially in a small ballpark. When you walk in the ballpark and now you got to throw a pitch over the plate, it can be 5 rows deep. All right, guys, top of the third, 2-1 Japan. Trout is up. Well, honestly, John, the Mets bullpen was extremely good last year, and they didn't have the guys they have now. So the Mets had a top 10 bullpen, and nobody actually realizes that. I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised about the Mets bullpen because with Diaz, they're elite. Without Diaz, they're very good. Yeah, I know the Rangers are on. They were winning 1-0 last time I checked. You're right. I should put the Ranger game on. I don't know. Old Man Robinson pitched pretty well. I think he'll be very. Look, I think the Rangers. I do think that the Mets are going to go out and get somebody, and I don't think that Robinson is going to be the closer. I think Adam Ottavino is going to be the closer. I don't think Robinson's going to get a long leash, to be honest with you. Look, Robinson is not dynamic, right? Robinson is not dynamic, but he'll get the job done. But it comes down to the fact, like I said, I think a lot of the games from the 6th to the 8th inning is when a lot of the games are decided. It's not the same like it used to be. Like the 9th inning was so crazy important like it used to be. Well, I don't think the Yankees are going to be very good. The only thing the Yankees have going for them is that the American League is garbage. Yeah, like I said, I think the Mets are going to be fine, to be honest with you. I don't think like I said, I still think that there's a lot to we'll see. Like I said, there was areas of the Mets last year that I didn't like, and they turned out well. Right? Just because you look good on paper doesn't mean you're going to be good on the field. That's way up there. I don't know if he's going to catch that. Oh, he will. Yeah, but the Astros are going to make the playoffs. If they're healthy in the playoffs, they're going to be hard to beat, like always. Well, Jordan, that's the only thing you can go off of. Like, I don't care what anybody does in spring training. Like, honestly, like it doesn't matter. Even in the WBC, if Pete Alonso was batting .400 and hit 6 home runs, it doesn't really matter. Well, the eye test, you're only looking at spring training, John. Honestly, at the end of the day, some of these pitchers that you see in the WBC probably won't even make the majors, or can never make the majors. They're subpar pitchers in WBC sometimes too. So, yeah, but you're looking at the eye test from when? Last year? You know, what does that mean? You know, that don't really mean nothing, you know. Yeah, last year's film mean nothing though, right? Mets bullpen was good last year. This year could be terrible, right?
Way too hard. Just ripping the life out of the bat. Struck out 11 times. 391 is average.
Nah, last year's film means nothing. Last year's film means nothing at all.
On a 2-1 from Togo. Renato checks his swing. Ball 3.
Yeah, John, tape is tape, but it still doesn't mean nothing, right? How many times have the Dodgers had the best team in baseball? And you can look back film after film after film, and they still didn't win nothing, right? Except for 2020, which is a bullshit World Series.
That's ball 4. To a base runner for the United States. Renato walked.
No, I'm not in my emotions, John. It's just that, like, if I'm going on the film last year, the Mets were better than the Phillies. The Phillies just got hot at the right time. That's not film. That's just common sense and what you've seen, you know.
Sure, they know the scouting report on Kyle Schwarber, but I wouldn't throw first pitch fastball here with 2 outs.
Like the Phillies were a terrible team all year. They had a month and a half of a good season, and they rode that to the World Series. Nothing wrong with that.
52 of them. For the Phillies in 2022.
Like I said, any team would take a month and a half to get hot and make the playoffs. Third wild card or not.
Kyle Schwarber's played 8 seasons in the majors, and those 8
Cobra,
seasons-
it didn't matter if the Padres had enough starters or not. The Phillies were just too hot to be beaten. But the Phillies turned into the Phillies of the majority of the season in the World Series, right? They stopped hitting home runs, and they weren't pitching as well, like they were from the middle of August until the end of the year.
Different level of emotion, intensity. When you factor in the crowds, factor in where in your countries you perform.
I mean, let's face it, when they get to the World Series, it's at the end of the year to pre-train, so you're running on adrenaline. When you're fresh in spring training, like right now, you got nothing.
Yeah, but John, come on, let's be honest. Like you can't admit the Phillies didn't start off slow. They had in 20 games of a bad season. Like that's basically it. Their last 40 games was extremely good. That was basically it. You know, they did get lucky that. Well, I don't want to hear about Harper being out because, again, the Mets should have won 110 games if it wasn't for Scherzer and DeGrom being out, right? Marte was out in the month of September. You can't use an injury to, use an excuse for your team. Like, how is that fair? Because DeGrom and Scherzer missed 13 weeks out of the season. If they pitched 10 more games combined, that might be 2 or 3 more wins, and it wouldn't have mattered. The Mets would have won the division, right? So, I agree, John. But again, it's not like the Phillies were good, at all. Like they were terrible. The bullpen was bad. The pitching was bad. The lineup wasn't as good. Just because you made the World Series doesn't mean you were a great team. You just got hot at the right time. Just same thing like the Nationals. Were the Nationals the best team in baseball in 2019? No. They were one of the worst teams that made the playoffs, but they won the World Series because they got hot at the right time, And like I said, listen, I can care less. The Mets can play terrible for 120 games. If the last 40 games gets them into the playoffs and they ride that hot streak into the World Series and win a World Series for being hot for 40 games, I take that 10 times out of 10. Cobra, I don't agree with that. I think the Phillies are good. The Phillies have been good the last couple of years on paper, but they didn't make the playoffs except for last year. Yeah, but John, that doesn't mean nothing. Like they weren't very good. There was no competition in the NL East in 2019. The Phillies were bad. The Mets were bad. The Braves were okay. The Nats had no competition. They didn't have to worry about nothing. They just got hot at the right time. All right, Trey Turner's up with 2 men on, 2 outs.
This would be a huge boost if Turner could get
Come on, Trey, hit another home run. Get all those home runs out now, buddy.
2-on-2 out. A 1-run game in the third. Trevor takes way outside. Some of those kind of all over the place right now.
Well, he's overthrowing his split. He's trying to really get the aggressiveness of the hitters to bite on that split. And the only way you can do that is to throw that pitch over the middle of the plate.
I do think it's going to help the Phillies, the Braves, and a mess that we don't play each other 6 more times this year. I think it should benefit us. All 3 teams, actually.
Change the pitch.
Trevor swings and misses.
Well, yeah, but Houston was one of the best teams in baseball. It didn't really matter who they played. Like, they were actually good. We knew they were good. Like, the Yankees were fool's gold. But that has nothing to do with it. The Phillies were hot during that stretch. But the Phillies turned into the Phillies of old during the season, like as bad as they were. They played bad defense, and they struck out a ton of times. That was their Achilles heel throughout the entire season. And that's what killed them in the playoffs, in the World Series. Well, I wouldn't say a great team on paper. That's it. But I'll tell you right now, that bullpen, they better not walk the ballpark, because they're going to be the bullpen that the Phillies were the last couple of years, because that was their Achilles heel. And oh, wow, nice pitch. All right, so the USA does not score. But, yeah, I see the problem with that, John, to be honest with you, like, are the Phillies a great team? No, because I think your rotation is still garbage, like, to be honest with you. Like, Wheeler and who? Suarez is a good pitcher. I tell you this from day one, Nola is way too inconsistent to be considered a really good pitcher. He has way too many moments where he'll have a great start and have 3 bad starts and then another good start. I don't trust Nola at all, to be honest with you. I don't. I think the Phillies will struggle a little bit without Harper, but their lineup is still very damn good. Turner is going to help. Absolutely. But again, we just talked about it, John, with the Phillies. The Phillies bullpen, if you look at the guys they brought in, and the Phillies' problem with their bullpen last year was they had a problem walking guys. They brought in guys who walk a lot of guys. They got amazing stuff, but they walk the ballpark. And I don't care if you score 6-7 runs a ball game. If you give up 6-7 runs a ball game, you're going to lose games too. I didn't say you weren't loaded, but that's the lineup. Your lineup was just as good last year, right? You had this with Turner. It's even better. Absolutely. But your lineup was scoring, 7 runs per game on average, and you were still losing ball games. And you basically have a very similar rotation. Yeah, you got Walker in there. And again, I don't like Walker in Citizens Bank Park at all. He's a guy that got really good stuff. But I think him with the pickoff moves that are going to be a problem. Walker gives up a ton of long fly balls. That is really, really nice to see at Citi Field, but in Citizens Bank Park, they're 2 or 3 rows deep. Like Walker had a 3 ERA last year. I think it's going to be closer to a 4. Yeah, it had a makeover, but it's still guys that walk a ton of people. And that's the problem. Like I said, you've had a really good lineup for 2 years, 3 years now. Where did it get you? It got you to a World Series last year because you played 40 games that were extremely hot, and you rode it into the playoffs, which is the key to success nowadays, it seems like.
Yeah, I was saying.
Well, Ken, I'm not going to bet you on Walker because I don't think Walker's going to be as good on the Phillies than he was a Met. That's just me. Because I don't think he's going to be good in the smaller ballpark. Again, John, you've seen shutout after shutout, but I'm telling you, you watch games where Walker's good. Look when he's bad. I'm telling you, this guy is not made for a small ballpark. I don't think he's going to be as good, to be honest with you.
And the most stressful.
I think he would have been better on the Mets than he is on the Phillies.
This right here is not free of stress. Show
Yeah, for the Mets.
Go do your job. You represented your team and your country beautifully.
Yeah, I get, John. I'm not saying that, but you're just not listening, buddy. Playing in a bandbox, which is Citizens Bank, I think you know that. This is a guy that gives up a lot of long fly balls. But numbers don't lie when you're pitching in a huge ballpark the majority of the time. Half your starts are in a bigger ballpark. Now half the starts are going to be at Citizens Bank. It's going to increase his ERA. I don't see how it'll be even better when he gives up a ton of home runs. Well, no, Ken. I don't think that's true because I think Walker relies on contact. He needs ground balls. The problem is he does give up home runs. And in a ballpark where he gave up a lot of long fly balls or else, they're going to be out of the ballpark. No, because Wheeler's a strikeout pitcher. Nola's a strikeout pitcher.
It's not over the top. It's not below 3/4 somewhere.
But Wheeler's threes is because he's in a smaller ballpark.
Third base side of the rubber, so he wants that ball to move primarily away from.
I'm not 100% sure, but it wasn't as many as he's going to give up in Citizens Bank. That's for sure. I think he's going to be closer to 4 than 3, than lower threes.
We're in his 7th year in the Colorado Rockies.
No, Ranger is a finesse pitcher who is a ground ball pitcher. Like I said, I'm not saying Walker's a bad pitcher. I don't think he's going to be as good in a smaller ballpark. I don't see why that's so hard to understand. Like, I just don't get that. I mean, you'll see. It's not a cop-out answer. It's just that, Ken, you love a player like Nimmo who's not very good. And you continue to say he's a good center fielder when he's not. I can find you 10 center fielders better than him. But people are so in love with Nimmo, and then it comes out like, oh, you hate Nimmo. No. It's just he's not a good pitcher. He's not a good center fielder. Yeah, I agree. He is. I never said he wasn't a solid pitcher. See, you guys turn my words like he's a bad pitcher. A bad pitcher is a 4 ERA pitcher, right? That's not – I don't think he's an over 4 ERA pitcher, but I think he's going to be a higher in the threes than he was with the Mets. That doesn't mean that's still not good, but he's your 4th starter in your rotation. Yeah, he gave up 15 home runs last year in a bigger ball. Half his starts were in a bigger ballpark. I mean, you can at least increase that by 10 easily at Citizens Bank. I don't have a bias, but again, this guy got an 8-year deal for a guy who averaged 86 games per season. Like, I just don't get it. Again, love Nimmo if you want to love Nimmo, but Nimmo's an average player. He is. I'm sorry. He's never going to have a higher batting average. He's not a home run guy, so I don't understand it. Yeah. I don't hate Nimmo. You see, you love him more than I hate him. How many shutouts he have? I don't know, 6 maybe? But again, you're looking at just at the numbers. I've watched Walker's every pitch during games. I'm telling you, there was a lot of times this guy was giving up long fly balls with runners on. He likes to walk people too. Like I said, he's not a bad pitcher. He's a good pitcher. But I don't think he's going to benefit from being in a small ballpark. Why is that hard to understand? Because the contract is not worth what he should have got. We were talking about 4 or 5 years. The guy got 8. That's crazy. No, Ken, I don't. It's just that you don't – see, the problem is people don't use analytics. They don't want to use analytics when it suits them, but when it doesn't suit a player, it's like a bad thing. Like, I just don't get it. Okay, but that's my opinion. I don't care what other people think. I think you people don't understand that. Like, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to change my mind, just like I'm not going to change your mind. But let's not act. Nimmo got an 8-year deal for playing 86 games per season. That's his average. He's not going to be healthier. I can assure you that. I don't care about wins and losses as a starter. That means nothing to me. Yeah, and I use my eyes too. Nimmo's terrible coming in on balls, especially when he plays deeper now. It's a huge problem. And no arm, which you know about, Ken. All right, so we're going to the top of the foot, 2-1 Japan.
Jose Togo to face off with JT Realmuto. St. Louis first time to lead it off. Phillies catcher.
So right, when Nimmo plays 90 games this year, then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I can't believe they gave him his contract." Yeah, it's still a bandbox. I agree. So, and Great American is a bandbox as well. Just because it's first and eighth out of 30 teams, that's pretty high. You know, Walker had the benefit of pitching in Seattle and Citi Field, big ballparks. But I mean, you're acting like Citizens Bank is like 20th in the league, like it's 8th, which is still tremendously different from Citi Field, which is about 15th.
Semifinal against Cuba. Realmuto somehow gets a span on that, stays alive.
And the reason that pitch is so good, his arm action is so consistent with the fastball that there's, again, no difference between the two. And because he
No, it was a good catch, but let's not act like Nimmo would have got to that ball if he was playing normal depth like center fielders should, right? He was playing tremendously deep. I mean, he took like 5 steps. It was a great catch. It was, but because he plays about 3 or 4 steps deeper, that's why he made that catch. Nimmo's terrible going back on balls. No, you see, with Yankee Stadium, it's a little odd because left center field is like tremendously deep, which is weird. You know, we just look at the right field wall. Thank you, Ken. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he was back and forth between the majors and the minors when he was doing that.
All right, it was a good catch because he was playing deep.
Then he said, "You know what? I'm going to get you. I'm just hitting left-handed." And when he did that, that's when he broke out. And it's just not a play. Pitched it going into 2021 and had a 30 home run season at 291.
So Citizens Bank is not a home run ballpark. I've seen enough fly balls go out of that ballpark in left field and right field.
The last 2 years, he's stolen more bases than anybody in the American League.
Well, I never said they're bad pitchers.
It's going to go up. 64 in the last 2 seasons. Oh, to pitch. Taking for a ball.
Keep on talking about theories. You want to talk about eyes? I see balls go out of Citizens Bank. Yeah. He's a corner outfielder. Oh. Oh, so you're an analytics geek. Oh, boy. That's the worst type of baseball fan. Explosive. Honestly, I can care less about the NBA.
So throw those all into a bucket. You better get right in spring training with your delivery to home. And there's going to be some relievers that managers are going to fret bringing in the game if they get a runner.
Well, you don't believe Citizens Bank is a bandbox, and you're wrong. I don't care how many games you didn't see. It's a bandbox.
They're going to be pitching with pressure because there'll be a man on second.
Holland slaps it to left center field. Yoshida will cut it off. When you say slow to the plate and slow pitching, yes, you have a pitch clock to deal with as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but, 40 years ago, a scout wasn't looking at analytics.
but slicing back towards the left field.
I'm sorry, you can't use analytics, and people say analytics killed the game of baseball, which it did. It shows players being better than what they actually are. It does. I'm sorry, if you can't use 3 or 4 stats to see how good a player is, and you got to use 96 other analytical stats to show that a player is good, I don't see that. I'm sorry, you can use the eye test as much as you want to figure out a player. I don't think you need analytics to do that. Oh, can we agree on something? Yeah, because it's pointless. Like I think analytics is a big waste of time, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, you can use the eye test 99.9% of the time to figure out a really good player, or a good player, or a bad player. I don't think you got to use both. I don't think so. Baseball was played, in tremendous amount of ways just by eye test. I'm sorry, they make players better than what they actually are. Like, you can find any stat. You can find the worst player in baseball and find an analytical stat that will show him as a good player. Nah, Ken, sorry. I'll tell you right now, I know a hell of a lot more baseball than people that are older than me. Sorry. And I think, look, there's a reason why my subscriber pool is between 45 and 65. And it's not because I'm as old as them, because I'm not. I don't think so. I'm sorry. If you need analytics to show that there's a good player, that person's a good player, then there's something wrong there. I don't need to look at the numbers. I'm sorry. If you can't use average RBIs, home runs, OPS, and slugging, and you need 47 other analytical stats to tell me that guy's a good player, he's probably not that good of a player. That's just the way it is, right? Trey Turner, great player. What's his flaw? Let's see if you know that, John. I mean, you watch him, right? That's fine, but that's called genetics. I agree, Joe. Like I said, I don't have to agree with it. Well, here's the problem with analytics. It's important. It's important, but people use analytics to find one stat that makes a player that says, "Oh, this is why this player is good." Like, I don't need to go to I don't know, BABIP to tell me this guy's a good player. I'm sorry. Like, come on. Nah, sorry. You know where he lacks? He strikes out a hell of a lot more than a leadoff hitter could. Defense is fine. I think his defense is more adequate than probably. I mean, is he great defensively? No. But I think his strikeouts are more of a problem as a guy who's a leadoff hitter. The guy bats .298, but he strikes out a ton, which is crazy to me. Which I don't even get, to be honest with you. Uh-oh, that might be a home run. Well, that's gone. 3-1. Uh-oh. Yo, we're really talking about the Mets, the Phillies, analytics, stats, and we're not even caring about the game. You gotta love it.
That was flat, and the pitcher knows it when he releases it.
Jeez.
And the hitter knows it when he gets it, so bad combination all the way around.
Well, I don't even think it's about the lineup. I think it's the pitching that sucks.
This is a team that has more power than you would think.
I mean, people are so concerned about the WBC, yet, rotations are garbage. Like, yeah, lineups might be all-star teams, but the pitching's It's just terrible. Well, yeah, but I mean that's why he's a 300 hitter, Turner, because of his two-strike approach. Well, yeah, that's why it doesn't make sense. Like he's a big strikeout guy, but he still bats 300, which those two stats don't make sense, but that's what he is. But that doesn't mean he's a bad player because he's absolutely not. I told you, I wanted him on the Mets. I wanted him over Brandon Nimmo.
If you happen to just be watching Team Japan for the first time, he broke his pinky during the group stage, and I thought that he was done. But he comes back in the quarterfinal with his finger wrapped up, big old club basically. And
Turner.
Played again in the semifinal last night. Sacrifice blunt reaching out there with that broken finger.
It's all right, Ken. When Nimmo plays 90 games this year, then we'll talk about Nimmo. This guy couldn't even stay healthy by catching a cleat. Jeez, talk about fragile. 86 game average over 7 years. Oh, goody.
He just reached down, grabbed the pieces of teeth, put them in his pocket, got back in, and kept on swinging. That's amazing. I mean, that's his throwing hand. If you don't think your pinky does something when you throw it, he had to get used to a lot. His manager called pretty strong praise, called him the best defensive shortstop.
No, Ken. I was talking about John, not you. We were having a conversation there.
That's a long time. Yeah, forever. 30 years old. He's been playing in the big leagues in Japan for 6 years. Actually undrafted out of high school, so he had to go into Japan's equivalent of the Indy Ball to get his shot. Another 2-2. Take outside. His rookie count full.
So if you want to trade Turner over Nimmo, Ken, then I win my argument.
6 years since he's been drafted.
I don't have a Nimmo shirt, but I don't have a lot of player shirts, to be honest with you. I got a couple.
Swings and misses here. Freeland's got a strikeout for number 2.
But how are you right when I agree with you, John? I don't understand that. Like, he hit 298 last year, Turner. I know he's a 300 hitter, but he does strike out a lot. Like, those stats shouldn't make sense, but it does. So Turner basically gets on base or strikes out, like, or gets on base by getting a base hit or striking out. But again, I still rather have Turner over Nimmo. Like,
stage. First time in a postseason environment since 2018 wild card.
That's good, John, but that doesn't mean you know everything about baseball. You can be wrong even though you're getting paid to watch. Like I said, scouts get wrong all the time, so clearly they're not 100%. They should be perfect at their jobs when they know everything, but they don't, right? Like it says, how many players don't pan out? Is it the scouts' fault? They told their teams to pick them. No, I don't make him out as shit. It's just I'd rather have somebody else over him. You bought the Jordans instead. No, I don't think they're the worst. But, I mean, the problem is too many people like Nimmo way too much. If I guarantee you, if Nimmo wasn't a prospect for the Mets, people wouldn't like him as much as they do because he was a prospect that was drafted by the Mets. Well, yeah, I admit that I was wrong about McNeil because he had 2 years of where he was trying to be a home run hitter and he's not. Again, at least I admit it though. Ken, you don't admit anything when you're wrong, buddy. Let's be honest. Yeah, John, I agree with you, man. I think strikeouts, that's where analytics hurts the game a lot with strikeouts. Because I don't understand how strikeouts don't hurt. It does. You don't do anything. You don't put the ball in play. You put the ball in play, there's a possibility the fielder might make an error. And, I just don't understand why strikeouts aren't important in analytics. It's just crazy to me. Yeah, Nimmo was a first-round pick. Yeah. But, John, again, what do you write about? I just don't understand that. right? If scouts are so perfect, why don't they choose every player that's good, right? They're wrong more times than they're right. Like, if they use analytics, doesn't analytics show all the numbers? Well, if analytics shows that this player should be drafted because he's really good, and then he turns out to be a complete bust and playing in the, in Japan or playing in Korea because he's not good enough to play in Major League Baseball, well, clearly the stats are wrong. He just wasn't good enough. Well, I agree with that. I'm a little surprised by the Conforto thing. But again, like I said, look, I'm not going to be naive. Like, to go overall, is Conforto better than Nimmo? No. Like, I mean, that's hard to even think of. Like, Conforto has more power, but, I don't look at Nimmo as a power hitter. My issue with Nimmo is the fact that he needs to be on the field. If he needs to be on the field, I think he could be a player like he was last year. Yeah, because just because they're announcers doesn't mean they know everything. Sorry. But even Gary Cohen admitted that players that Nimmo was told to play deeper because analytics showed him he is not good going back on balls. Yeah, okay, so that means analytics is not the key for getting it right. It's basically a hit or a miss. It's easy to pick out Mike Trout from a bunch of people. It's easy to pick out, Harper from everybody. Like, I mean, those guys are just, you can't miss that. Like, but the guys who are in that middle where they could be great, but they also could be not a major league team, not a major league player, right? That's what it is, right? That's where the scouts get their big money, to get the in-between, get the guys in the middle who can be either really good or really bad. I understand that, but scouts also have to go through that too, right? That's why the NFL goes through those tests, right? The mental test as well, right? Like, it's the same thing.
Here's confirmation.
Oh, no. I mean, he's not far from the warning track, but he doesn't play in it.
It's on here for fifth. That's big. USA's got to get this part of the lineup going right now and get some runs on the board. Create some pressure. Well, you're right. Fifth inning, but it does.
All right, Mike Trout's out with the tying run on first, fifth inning.
An overturned call. And it brings Mike Trout to the plate representing the tying run.
I agree with that, but scouts still get them wrong by just talking to the players too and seeing them. Like, it's not an exact science. If it was an exact science, analytics would work every single time to see a good player. But again, John, see, you have a problem because you're a scout, but you already probably chose players that are never going to make the major leagues. So then you should be fired for getting it wrong. But you probably got guys right too. So you keep your job, right? That's just how it goes.
Ball two just barely misses.
Because if choosing a player was an exact science, analytics would be the only thing you need. You wouldn't even have to watch him play on the field. You could just sit in a computer in your room and tell me that's a good player. It's a combination, obviously. We talked about that. Hey, Dominic, how you doing?
Sitting home, you're wondering what this thing does. It starts out at the height of the fastball and then just the spin and the rotation just drops.
But I do believe you need to have the eye test more than you need analytics. I agree. I agree with that. But again, that's the whole thing. Like, this kid was all world in high school. Like, this kid was amazing. But again, was it the eye test? Or was it just his capabilities of hitting major league pitching?
Because once you've seen off speed, then you gotta get geared up to that fastball, and it makes it appear a lot firmer than the miles per hour.
I'll drink anything. Anything that gets me ready to go.
Trout and bats, they need to.
I agree, but you're acting like you know everything because you're a scout when you don't. You haven't said you're wrong on anything. You see, I admit I was wrong on McNeil. You do need both, absolutely.
Quite sure how. 3-2.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, let's be honest. 95% of the time, the scouts are wrong. Like, only 5% of the players make the major leagues that are make the major leagues. Even the worst player in Major League Baseball is good enough to play. Coors Light's 50-50. But, yeah, I don't mind anything. It's fine with me. I'll take a shot. But that sucker's like $25 at the ballpark. That's crazy.
Grandpa was one of his best high school players in his area. Mike learned the game from his dad, Jeff, who was a star player at the University of Delaware. And played in the minors with the Twins. Every year, he retired, some injuries, and got married, and got kids out there. Like Trout on the way. Another 3-2 coming to him. And he's down swinging.
Well, John, I mean, you're a scout. You probably are wrong. Because if you weren't, you'd probably be a GM by now, wouldn't you? Just saying. Yeah, that sucker's.
And disappears. Years old. Yeah. He's one of those guys that.
Oh, people are just stupid that troll this channel. Like, jeez.
Wasn't already. Here's Goldschmidt. There's ball one. But again, just the discipline of how these guys pitch. Ohtani, of course, can do it both and do it all. The way they get down the hill. And they
Well, I hope you are, buddy. Let's be honest. I never fooled anybody trying to move up. Hell yeah.
It's such a good position after they release the ball.
Yeah, that's why I blocked the idiot.
Seems like Jeremy, they all have great points. Oh, that's the key. They stand over the rubber.
Yeah, like, listen, you want to talk baseball? Let's talk baseball, even if we don't agree. That's the fun part, but stupid crap like that, you got to get off this channel. Like, get out of here with that crap. Jesus. People are just stupid, man. People have nothing better to do than wow. Like, I'd rather have Brave fans come on the channel and talk nonsense than stupid crap like that.
One from Takashi. 1-2. Harry Himmer will tell you.
You ain't kidding, Joe.
You know, there used to be a thing when you play catch with a guy and you went to go catch the ball and the ball hits you to the glove. That's how you describe it. And then you see guys throw the ball really hard, but you catch it. And even though they're throwing it hard,
Hey, Boy Scouts were fun, man. Let's go. Come on.
Just pop your pocket.
Shoot.
And that's the feeling.
Let's go camping.
He thinks he's on the fastball and he's just missing it because that backspin, that spin is actually eluding or giving the illusion that it's faster. Here's the 1-2, and that's very good. Down by Nakamura. So that becomes room for here. Takahashi, so the pitch before was down the middle, but Goldschmidt late fouled it off. Right, and everything.
Hey, John, you want to piss off Brave fans? You think we're going to agree that the Braves are going to be a third-place team this year? I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be a third-place team.
That is what makes it so difficult to stay off of Silver City. How does guy swing a pitch that far in the dirt? Well, because it's coming out of his hand in that tunnel and that height the same as the fastball previously. 2-2 on Paul Goldschmidt. That's off first.
Here it comes. She strikes it out. A fastball that time holds its way and is in there at the knees. Outstanding pitching and outstanding fingers behind the ball, and that ball is by Boachman and just stays in that lower quadrant. So when it's used down there to the hitter sides, it's going to be low, right? And it's perfect at the knees. So after the leadoff hit, he gets Trout and Boachman both on strikes. And here's Arenado with 2 away. Started out his first time, walked in the third. Team USA essentially tonight, it looks like facing a bullpen game from the fan. You may get some length from you, Darvish. We'll see if he comes in at some point. A different look after different look. Even though similar, different and difficult and impressive. I mean, just every guy we've seen throw impressive for Team Japan. Arenado on 1-0, takes outside. There's ball 2. Waits on deck. Japan, the top ERA in this tournament, 2.33. Only 7 walks in 6 games. I won't be surprised if he throws a 2-0 split right here. Arenado in the left field. He got a splitter and put it for a base hit. First hit out of the infield for Team USA since the second inning. And the time runs aboard. Well, the only one he made a mistake, and that one just floated in the zone, and you see him keep his head down, barrel to the ball, and a solid base hit again. Team Japan has kept the rallies from Team USA with 2 outs, and that's a lot less stress than it was first and second, nobody out, you're pitching out of jams. So they've done a nice job creating the minimal stress you can create with runners on first and second and sluggers at the plate. It is Kyle Schwarber, the National League home run champion. He's had so many big home runs throughout his big league career, throughout his baseball life. The Cape Cod League, he homered twice in the championship game. 2 on, 2 out. He represents the go-ahead run in the WBC championship, and he takes ball 1. 29 years old, an all-star last year for the second straight year. All-star in Washington, was traded to Boston, set a contract in Philadelphia. And Ohtani watches this game goes on. Does he make any moves towards the bullpen? The 1-0 to Schwarber. Inside ball 2. Pitch of the night for Team Japan so far. 2-0 count to a slugger. First and second. And you got Turner on deck, so you got to make a pitch here if you're Japan. And it's 3-0.
Yeah, you know, guys, I don't think I'm going to keep the stream on for like another until the end of this inning, I guess.
Part of the lineup with 3 straight Phillies. Makes noise at the top of the 5th. That's his second. Arenado the timer at first. Schwarber will have the green light if he wants it. Takes it, flies it to center, but missed it. Barnes Newbar settles underneath and ends the inning. USA strands 2 at the top of the 5th.
Alrighty, guys. So it's going to the 6th inning. I just don't care about this game enough, to be honest. I like to get a few hours of sleep before work. How about that? All All right, guys. So we went through half of the WBC. I don't think anybody cares about the game except for some people, right? I mean, we've been talking about Mets, Phillies, Braves for the past hour. So you know what? We're gonna end the stream. Gonna get some shut eye before I go to work in about 5 hours from now. Right, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 5 hours from now. So let's say our goodbyes. I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the game tomorrow, but I think, do the Mets play a home game tomorrow? Let's see. In spring? Let's see. Why isn't that showing? All right, there we go. The Mets are home tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a game. I'll do maybe. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. If not, I'll do a Mets Talk Live tomorrow. Got about what is going to be 8 days starting tomorrow for the season to start. So we'll get that ready to go so we can start complaining about our team. So, guys, I'm going to end the stream. Let me just stop sharing that. All right, guys. So the USA is losing 3-1, going to the bottom of the fifth. I don't really care about WBC. People wanted to. I put up a poll. Over 100 people said they wanted me to do a live stream on the WBC, and they're not showing up. So that's their problem. If they wanted to watch it, that's them. But with that said, guys, let me just say goodnight to all you guys. Maybe not. I'll do a Mets Talk Live tomorrow around 6 o'clock as I normally do. So everybody, have a great night. I'll let you guys know when there's a new live stream, probably tomorrow for Mets Talk Live at 6 o'clock. We're we're about 8 days away until opening day. So we are getting closer and closer to baseball that actually matters. And we can actually get more into our teams instead of watching the World Baseball Classic and pray that our players don't get hurt, right? So everybody, have a great night. I will see you tomorrow, most likely Mets Talk Live, 6 p.m. We'll see if USA wins. If you stay up for it, it's up to you guys. But I will see you guys tomorrow. So everybody, have a great night. Met fans, let's go Mets. 8 days until opening day. I'll see you next time, guys. Have a good night.